Namaskar, everyone. How are you? Hopefully everybody's been doing fantastic. Listen, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and checking it out. I hope you're going to stick around. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you and welcome back. As always, welcome back means we are on another adventure, and that also means that you're going to want to know where we are and what we are doing. Let me say, if you are new to the channel, and this is your first time ever watching one of my videos, this is not the way I do my videos. This is a totally different kind of style of video that I am doing for a purpose, and I'll let you know that in a minute. So if you're already a subscriber, you're already aware of, hey, this isn't his normal way of doing things, and it's not. Our adventure today takes us to Alliance, Ohio. I'm not going to give the address or anything like that of what I did. I would say today, but that was the other day. So I'm not going to give the address at all. This is kind of, I want to say this is an urbex adventure, but it's not really. I did not go inside, okay, and I'll explain that here in a minute. I did go around the grounds of the property. This is more of a documentation of the property and what was once there and what still remains there. This, what you've seen in the intro of the video, that is one building, one piece of the story of what was here, which was the Fairmount Children's Home, which was an orphanage. I will say, I swear to you, best believe I wanted to go inside. Okay, other people have, hence the big old no trespassing signs all around the property. So some of the rules of urbex, and I will throw this out there, some of the rules of urbex are don't trespass. So I do honor those most of the time. Have I? I sure have. This was one where I did obey and honor the owner. But yeah, the whole urbex thing, it's fun, it's great. Try not to do it alone, because when you go into buildings and such like that, bad floors, bad stairs, things could cave in, you could fall through a hole, whatnot. It's better to be with two instead of just yourself. And I always promote that. Of course, it seems like I'm always by myself when I go do these things. So do as I say, not as I do. So we know no trespassing, and it's a channel here, so I am definitely going to promote that no trespassing. Okay, I never take anything from any of the buildings that I do go into. I never damage anything. Again, when some of you people do that, or you know, I would think most of my watchers don't, but when people go and trespass and they go into some of these buildings and whatever, they start throwing things and start breaking things and taking things. It is a liability to whoever owns that property, but when you start damaging things, you're an a-hole, is what that's called, and that's you know, that's in you know, straightforward English term right there, a-hole. I like to document things. It's fun. You're going somewhere that maybe had a lot of history to it and whatnot. So it's a really fun thing to do. Just obey those unwritten rules of urbex. But again, what you've seen was not the actual home. That was just a piece of it. And I will show you here in a minute, because how this video is going to work. I'm going to show you some photos. I'm going to do an overlay of talking, whatever, and we'll see how it goes. It's just not my style of video. But I did go up to the owner. There was a truck in one of the buildings. It's a garage. He was working. I seen his truck there. Knocked on the door, talked to him. Very cool dude, but very stern on his stuff too, because it's his property. I didn't know it was his property at first. I knocked and I was like, hey, do you mind if I go around the property and take some pictures of the building? I'm interested in the story. I love the architecture of it. You know, he was like, yeah, you know, you can go take some pictures. That's fine. Just don't go in it, which I totally understand. I totally get that. So I did not. And then I told him that I had a YouTube channel and I would like to kind of like do a video, walk around. I wasn't going to go inside, and I walked around. He's like, you know, I'd rather you not, because it gives, you know what happens when you put those out there. And I do know what happens when you put that out there. That's why I don't give exact addresses. I don't do any of that stuff. Because if you're going to find it, do the research yourself. So some people ask me, hey, where was this at? Where was that at? I'll tell you what it was and do your research on that for yourself. But pay in mind, this guy will press charges on you if he finds you. Like I said, pretty cool guy. Let me take some pictures. Was kind of stern with what he did not want, and I was okay with that. But yeah, don't go here and think you're going to go inside and think you're going to sneak in there. It has been done, okay? But the neighbors all watch, and he will press charges. Let me just say that, okay? So if you're ready to get on with today's adventure, I suggest you get off the couch, you get ready, and let's go. We are right here. Right here. That is fantastic. Oh, shoot. Look at all of them. I think they're ready to kick my ass. Harden saliva. You're okay. You're okay. For watching my channel.
Jesus, God, Mamma Mia, look what we got.
Shh. I said there's people still sleeping. Calm down. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. I told you she was afraid of bridges.
Do not. Stop it now.
That is the starting point of the trail. I guess. I don't know. You can start at the beginning or you can start at the end. I don't think it matters where you start at. But wherever you start, that's your starting point. Oh shit. That's why I tell you, take a sip. History. Better Malanga. Okay, so what we're looking at right here is the actual original home, the Fairmount Children's Home. Like I said, in Alliance, Ohio, it was an orphanage, and this is no longer here. What you've seen in the intro was the only thing that is left, and there's also a garage in the back. But this was the actual home, opened in 1874. I've seen dates of 1876, but I'm going to go with 1874. What it was the first of its kind in Ohio. Different counties came together, and they were able to combine under state law of different children from different counties to come together in a home, taking the children away from, bad situations, bad homes, etc., etc. This was the Stark Columbiana Children's Home District is what this was. There was Stark County, Carroll County, Columbiana County, Jefferson County, Mahoning County. It did gain a bad reputation for being cruel to children. There was a headmaster that was supposed to be really mean. He would just beat the kids, torture the kids. I think he was responsible for a few unaliveness of the children, so to say. I don't know if that's true. You know how some of these stories come about. Something happens and it gets blown out of proportion and whatnot. These photos here are not mine. These are original photos. I don't know what years they were. I don't know who the children are. Obviously, different headmasters and different people that work there. Obviously, it is known to be haunted. So they say. What happened in 1944? The children revolted against the headmaster. I want to say what they did is they what was the story? That they lynched him from a pipe in the basement. That being said, I know there was some older children and whatnot. Did they? I don't know. Like I said, this is legend. This is lore. Yeah, some of these photos are pretty cool right there. There's the Fairmount Children's Band right there. Wow, that's pretty wild right there, But yeah, these orphanages were supposed to be a safe haven for kids, and if this is true, which we do know a lot of the stories end up to be true, which is devastating. It's cruel. It's disgusting. But yeah, one night in 1944, the children went against the headmaster, and they say that the place was haunted, and even after it was torn down, it was haunted. You could see the headmaster standing over the children during the night, following them in the hallways. Photos, class photos, they would see apparitions behind the children. Like I said, it was haunted. They say even after the orphanage was shut down. I believe it closed down in the 70s. I believe. I know that the actual home that you're looking at right there behind the children, that was the actual home. I believe that was the actual home right there. It burnt down in 2002 by probably arson. Okay, so these are the pictures that I took. Like I said yesterday when I went here, I was able to go into the actual driveway that goes up to actually this building that you're looking at right now. And again, this was not the actual orphanage home, okay? This was just another building that was on the property. Some people mistake this as the actual home, but it was not. This is the back of it right now that you're looking at right now, so I went around the back. But an interesting thing too, which I don't know, maybe it was like to try to give the kids like some kind of, just teaching them work ethic and whatnot, but this was actually a farm. I want to say it was like 153 acres. And it was a farm. So it was a working farm. Almost, you know how they have prison farms where the inmates work? I mean, kind of think of this on the basis of that. It was a farm. They had cows. They had crops. The older children, the older boys anyway, they would help, with the crops, and they would help feed the cows and stuff like that. And then the girls, they would be doing the laundry, they would be doing kitchen work, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't know if that's, you think of that now and it's like, what do you mean you having the kids do all this work for you? Because it is like a prison. Me personally, I've heard stories in a lot of these mental institutions and hospitals, and there's always a bad outcome. Even in the prisons, there's always a bad stuff that goes on, of people getting mistreated, people getting hurt, people getting unalived, etc. So something happened, right? Like it wasn't perfect in this home. Like I said, there were some stories with the headmaster, and obviously there was more than one. But you heard stories of him being mean to the kids, and you know being tortured and unalived and stuff like that. So I'm sure something happened. I would bet money that something happened. Now they do have a Facebook page, and I looked it up too. Maybe I'll post that link in it. There's not much to it. Now, see, I wasn't able to get inside the building, but there is a window that you would look through that you see the stairs there. So this was actually in the 90s. This was actually a private home, or it was maybe before that. I think this was abandoned. I think it was totally abandoned in the 90s. But in that era from 90 beyond, this was a private home. And how I would have loved to see inside of the prime, time that this was on. The architecture of it is just amazing. Yeah, like right there, just oh, it's so nice, right? Like if just imagine what that looked like back then. It was so immaculate and so ornate, and just the way they built things back then, you know. But no, the Facebook page. There is some people and some other stories that you can read that nobody remembered anything bad happening. Or maybe it's not in their mind. Maybe they put it out of their mind. We don't know. We don't know. And that's not just everybody, because, out of the 1,000 children that were here, there has to be stories, and not everybody said that something didn't happen. Yeah, look there's the windows and those chimneys, those top chimneys. If the older pictures that I posted, I think in one of the pictures you can see this building beside the original house, and it's this building because you can see the stacks rising above. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I would have loved to go inside this building, but I get it. It's probably pretty bad in there, flooring wise and whatnot. As far as this being haunted, I read some things of people hearing noises and et cetera, but nothing strengthly that said that anything. Now, if you look to the right, I think that was the old Fairmount Gardens. I don't know if they still use that for something or not. And actually, if you even go, like if looking at this picture right now, and if you were to make a right onto the main road, there's actually a cemetery on the right-hand side. It's the Fairmount Home Cemetery. It's a little cemetery there that you can go check out as well. I got out of my truck, but I wasn't walking and trucking through the snow because there's not an actual parking lot there. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting story. It's still standing here. It's yeah, I love going to places like this. Like I said, I would have loved to go inside, but I respected his decision, and I'm glad he let me take some pictures of this and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, in 2002, the main home burnt down, and they believe it was arson, which that's what I was going to say too. That comes with the people that vandalize everything. The not true urbex adventurer. They go in there and they start breaking stuff, and they start just demolishing things and setting fires and whatnot. So, yeah, 2002, it just eventually burnt down. And in the back, though, yeah, this is a nice view right here. But in the back to the right here, you can see the
in the background there, you can see. I don't. It's a garage. I don't know what it was back then. I'm sure it was still used as maybe some kind of storage or what. And there it is right now. Look at that in all its glory. I can just imagine. Now, see, you can go up the driveway, and if you look at the pictures too, the original ones at the very beginning, when we were talking, I was explaining it. You can still see the pillars, the cement pillars, and a cement wall going up that leads up to the driveway. Those are still there. So you can go as far as it says, no trespassing. But what a wonderful building. What a wonderful building this was to actually see in person.
All right, so I think that's the end of this video. Not my normal style of video. I personally don't care for doing videos like that. I know some people do, and it comes out great. For me, I don't think it's my thing. I like to be out there in the wild and doing what I do. But the whole reason, again, I did the video like this is because he didn't want me walking around videotaping. He didn't want me inside, the owner. So I was like, you know what? I'll take some pictures and I'll do the video this way so I can document it, and then so you guys could see it as well and hear the story of a little bit of the story of the property. You know, you can go online and there's some different notes and different writings about people that actually lived there as kids and stuff, and they tell their story and whatnot. Not a whole lot though. I didn't find a whole lot on it. But yeah, what a pretty cool building that's still left there. I wish the actual building would have been there, the actual children's home, but just keep in mind that is not the Fairmount children's home that I showed you. That's just one piece, one building that was left. So a lot of people mistake it and be like, "Oh wow, that's the home," and it's a mansion in itself. So I can only imagine what the home looked like. But yeah, the Fairmount Children's Home in Alliance, Ohio. If you look it up, you'll be able to find it. You'll know where to look and you'll know where to drive past it. I suggest you don't go up into it. Not a good idea to do that. But I actually did talk to the guy, so I did have permission to drive around the building and take some pictures. So I thank you. If you do see this, you know, I thank you for letting me do that. But boy, it would have been great to go inside, you know, to see. I'm sure it's all thrashed out inside or whatnot, but it would have been man, that'd have been nice to see. But it is what it is. That was my adventure to go check it out. Hopefully the next video that I do, I'm back outside doing my thing. I have a couple ideas that I want to do yet. And I don't want to really be outside anyway. It's all snowy and it's cold. Can't wait till summertime hits again, or at least spring. But listen, I want to thank everybody for coming on today's adventure with me. Hopefully that video didn't disappoint too much because, again, not my normal style to do them. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel, leave a comment. I do read them all. I try to get to them. And it seems like they just come in and I can't keep up with them. But I do read every single one of them, so I thank you. Love you guys. Love everybody that supports the channel, watches the videos. And if you see me out there, you know, say hi. Because I know a lot of you do when I see you. So, yeah, just say hi. I like to meet the people that actually watch the videos and do some of the things that I show. So, until I see you on the next adventure, wherever that may be, bet and like.